Welcome to Dark Matter Radio. This is Ronnie McLean of New Thunder, and today we're going to be talking about the issues that are going on in Africa, Sudan. Africa right now is heading into the abyss. If you get a chance right now, I'd like to remind you to hit the like button and to subscribe. Let's get right down to what's going on with this difficult situation in Sudan. Thank you very much for joining us. Great Grand Rising, everyone. Great Grand Rising. I just want to, get into this real quick. No real games or anything else like that. This is really important. And this is the situation that's going on there in Sudan. The Sudan massacre and how actually really Africa itself, what we call Africa itself, is heading right into an abyss. This is very, very, very serious. So I want to talk about the Sudan and its rape. Sudan's massacre as a militia monster rape, murder, maim hundreds of pro-democracy protesters. Well, pro-democracy, humans, whatever you want to call it, the people over there, they're killing themselves like crazy. So the militia in Sudan carried out mass rapes as they attacked a protester democracy protest camp in the capital of Khartoum. It has been reported. After the preliminaries moved into the camp outside the Army's headquarters, 70 rapes cases were reported, as well as 100 dead and 700 injured. And as you can see here by the pictures, I tell you, things over there are in chaos. And this place has been in chaos now for more than 30 years. It's been a horrible, horrible, horrible track. But we need to be understanding, especially you Pan-Africans out there, that are, I don't hear anybody talking about any of this stuff that's going over there in Sudan. A lot of the stuff is stuff that we're talking about in terms of, again, what's going on here in the United States is important, but it's important to understand what's going on with all our people around the world and what's happening, right? So, they call them pro-democracy protesters using burning tires to erect barricades on the streets, but, honestly, what they are, they're carbon-based beings, and they're being killed and slaughtered out there. And it's happening all over the place. So the UN has raised fears the country is in danger of sliding into human rights abyss in the aftermath of an armed force crackdown on the protests, subsequent unrest. Sudan has been in turmoil after the successful ousting of Omar al-Bashir, Sudan's strongman president for 30 years in April. According to The Guardian, the doctor, which access to figures compiled by a pro-form committee of medics, said hospitals record more than 70 cases of rape in the attack in the aftermath. Now, the crazy thing about this, not only were women being raped, but the men were being raped as well. Right? They were actually reporting men being raped. And these rapes were allegedly carried out by members of the Rapid Support Forces, paramilitaries, brutal militias and with roots in the conflicts in the western Darfur region of Sudan, which began in 2003. And you remember the stuff over there in Darfur was crazy, where they were massacring and murdering people. And again, a lot of this is religious wars as well, right? Religious and ethnic wars. So a lot of these Muslims that are running around are still enslaving people, right? Because there's a big slave trade still going on in Africa, and it's going on within the Muslim, Arab, genre populations. And we need to really understand that this slave trade is still going on, and it's real slave trade. It's crazy, and it's unbelievable how the world is actually letting this go on. But we here over here in the United States, because we're so busy fighting amongst each other, we don't have any kind of power worldwide to get ourselves together. So I know there's a lot of legal commentary that's happening on a lot of my videos and everything that's going on, whether it's the Black Wall Street stuff, whether it's the Doctrine of Discovery, whether it's all the things that I'm talking about in terms of decolonization, co-community relationships and co-community building, reestablishing ourselves as beings of people. This is one of the reasons why. Because when you have over 100 people killed, when security forces dispersed the protest sit-in on June 3rd, and around 700 wounded. It is really crazy. And again, I believe it's a lot worse than what they're saying. A lot worse than what they're saying, because they don't report on all the kidnappings. They don't report on all the killings. They don't report on a lot of things that are happening over there. And we really need to begin to start understanding what's happening with all these different brutal militias that are taking place, not only around Africa, but also within the United States. Again, there's a lot of stuff that's happening over there in this continent called Africa that the Europeans control and that they own. And this is the reason why I talk about the Doctrine of Discovery. And I know that there's legal commentation that's talking about, how I broke it down was wrong, but the bottom line is we don't have any control of any of the places on this planet in order for us to be able to make these kind of changes. Until we make changes within ourselves here in the United States and North America, come together as one. And again, I don't care how many people are there, but until we come together as one, we won't be able to say anything and have anything to say on the world stage. If we're depending on all of these people here in the United States to especially the black leadership, to step up to try to do anything for any of our people anywhere else that is experiencing all of these horrible, horrible things, you are delusional, crazy, and you're losing your mind. Now listen to this. The experts call for an independent investigation. Here we go, an independent investigation. How long is that going to take? Well, it'll be set up by councils, which opens a new session in June 24th. And again, why the delay? Around 19 children among the dead, right? UNICEF Executive Director Hereta said. Another 49 youngsters have been injured, with many more still in danger. So with all the stuff that's happening here in North America, United States, with people getting killed and arrested, and again, it is spreading, right? The horror and the disgusting things that are happening everywhere else is everywhere else, and I'll say mainly right now in this area in Africa and Sudan, is crazy, right? It's crazy. Further, 49 youngsters have been injured, with many more still in danger. We have received information that the children are being detained, recruited to join the fighting of sexually abused, right, she said. And, again, I'm all for doing everything that we can here in North America to get ourselves together, but we need to be able to have a co-created community that's going to combine together to be able to have a voice internationally. And if we here in the United States, and I don't care if you call yourself a Pan-African, I don't care if you call yourself an indigenous, I don't call yourself an African-American, a black, a Negro, or whatever, Aboriginal, whatever, we all have a responsibility to make sure that our fellow brothers and sisters around this earth are protected and taken care of. But we cannot do that until we begin to start recognizing what's happening. And there's more. There's more. This doesn't stop here in Sudan. It just doesn't stop here in all this killing and stuff like that that's going on over there, right? There's a lot of stuff that's happening over there in Ethiopia, right? There's a lot of stuff that's happening in South Sudan, right? And then you talk about the Ebola outbreak that's happening over there in Africa as well, which we're going to have a separate report on that. This is madness. It's crazy. And the stuff that is engulfing us here on this planet is really, 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 really crazy. Wake up, people. Wake up. If we're going to be using our powers metaphysically, if we're going to be using all this law of attraction, we better start using it for ourselves and stop letting them use this against us. We have to focus on solutions, not on the problem. And that's what we're here all about on this channel. Focus on the solutions, not on the problems. Co-creation community is extremely important. What's happening over there in Sudan is crazy. Too many people are getting killed and raped and murdered, right? And people who have been brainwashed by religion, and by a misunderstanding of who they are as beings of people, or killing their own people in the name of ethnic cleansing and trying to make things better. Peace, people. This is Ronnie McLean, New Thunder, Dark Matter Radio, and Alive, and we just want to make sure that you got this information out over there. It is crazy. It is crazy. Pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to what's happening, because this is really, really, really involving all of us. Things are heating up all around the earth. Things are heating up. And we are most definitely in the center of it all. So here it is, the Sudan massacres. Africa heading into the abyss. Peace, everyone. Have a great day.